course. I'm gonna redo it.
I have to make a tent card creatively.
How do you feel about your last first day of classes?
It'll be one to remember. We got, it's the last first day, but there's gonna be many more first days of other things that will lead to new exciting outcomes.
I like that.
Let go of a prayer for you. Just a sweet word. The table is prepared for you.
Hi, what are you studying for right now?
Hi, I'm studying for my tax class.
What would you rather be doing?
I would rather be probably eating with my friends in a restaurant.
Hi, what are you working on right now?
I'm writing my econ paper.
What would you rather be doing?
Hanging out with my friends.
I'll always be there for you.
Are you guys excited for the game?
So excited. Yes, I'm excited. It's my first game since freshman year, so go Spiders! We're gonna win.
If you could give yourself a pep talk, what would you say?
It's tough. I think just remind yourself how smart you are, how capable you are. When the going gets tough, just be tougher. Put your head down, you can figure it out. It's not always the end of the world. If you can't, you can ask for help. Stuff like that. I don't think I ever really understood the value of living so close to everyone. For senior year, moving back onto campus, just reminded me of how nice it is to walk down from the UFAs to the gateways and hang out with people.
Who of our friends inspires you and why?
I think everyone in their own way, basically anyone in Gotti, because I know I could just never do that no matter how hard I tried. Bailey's art, you could give me 100 years, I could never do it. Your movies, you have to respect it because it's game, respect game.
So the main thing that I want this film to focus on is little moments. For me, instead of viewing my day as an hour at a time, I like to view it as 1,000 little moments at a time. And then when I'm falling asleep, I think of some of my favorite moments from the day, and they can be tiny things like when someone sent me a song or when I saw my friend smile. And it helps me appreciate moments and also remember and cherish the past. Do you have any little moments that you'd like to share?
Whitney the chicken and Whitney the foam roller, and that just takes me back to when we're all sitting in the living room and crying, laughing about Whitney the foam roller. Whenever we're somewhere random and we hear Freebird come on and everything just pauses in the whole world.
Prom?
Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this moment?
Yeah, I'll miss this.
Or do you need more?
Please. I'm gonna miss everything, but I think specifically I'm just gonna miss being in such close proximity to everyone and knowing that if I wanted to see someone, it's a 2-minute walk to go and see them. I don't want to be a 20-minute car ride, much less a plane ride away from anyone. My roommates are the best. I love them so much. I'm gonna end up crying during this video. I love them so much. If I could have it entirely my way, I would want the 4 of us to live together for the rest of my life and that we could just adopt children and raise them as a quartet. Lily's birthday last spring, which was my first time going out and coming downstairs in my apartment and having it be a 30-person pregame, and all 30 people were in the same friend group, and I was totally overwhelmed, but I loved it. And I remember like taking the first group photo of the girls at least, and being in the back of the photo and being so nervous and so happy. Graduation is a very sad thing because we're going to be far away from each other and we're moving on, but at some point the pool that all of us have to excel in reaches its capacity, and all of us are so talented, we're ready to move on to the next level of life. So it's really sad, but I know that everyone's going to be doing really, really, really cool things. Friendsgiving, Philly, prom, Nashville, like every trip that we do, the odds of having 25 people get along so well together and be so happy to just be in each other's presence is crazy and doesn't happen. And the fact that that has happened so many times over the course of a year is so beautiful. And even being a part of a group like that for a moment is something that I definitely will cherish for a long time. I think before I came into KOTB, I was definitely only part of really small friend groups, and I definitely was so not in the place that I am now, and it's just crazy to think that that much growth can be achieved and that I can leave college having so many relationships I didn't think I would have with people that I really love and that I hope stay in my life to some degree for a really long time. Can I think about little moments from my entirety of my KOTB memories that stand out to me? Yeah. One of them was Jari's toast at Friendsgiving. I think about that almost daily because it was the perfect wording of what this friend group is.
Missing something. We were missing something, and our missing something came, and it's you guys. Like, I'm so thankful that you guys were here.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road.
I love you.
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
Did you really rap every?
So make the best of this test and don't ask why.
What the fuck?
It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That's the least you can owe me, is a burrito for fucking up my hair for the next month and a half. My question for you would be, if you were...
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and then still on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable. Oh my God, so fucking cool.
Hell on wheels! Hell on wheels! Suck my dick!
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. Hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't drive the door on your way to the sky. You
This summer.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the time.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful actually for my friend for putting up with me.
I feel like I've come into a friend group this past year that I wish I had met earlier. First 2 years were hard, and I think they would have been a lot easier if I had these people. The last time I felt loved, I don't know if I can pin it to a specific moment, but like I think the moments where I feel the most happy and like that I love my friends is when we're just like hanging out and doing something that's not even like a big production. Like realistically, the nights that we just like rot in our room are always the best. Like that's when I just like can be myself and like be happy. So I always come back to like that night last semester or last spring when we made pizza. Like that moment was like all of us together in like one place doing something wholesome. It was like a good moment.
Do you have any little moments that stand out to you?
One of the things that always makes me like the happiest, and I know it always makes me smile, I'll be walking around campus and I'll see Lily Miller and I'll be like, oh my God, and we'll smile and talk, and it just it brightens my day every single fucking night.
If you could leave this interview with one thought or one message to say to whoever watches this video, what would it be?
If I'm thinking back on my college experience 10 years from now, it's probably gonna be all that I remember the most. Not like the classes or the homework or the place, probably my friends. So thank you for being there for me and loving me. Also, we have to make it a point to see each other at least once a year. So I'm holding all of you to that.
My name is Milen Kelly, aka MK. Who inspires me? I feel like everyone inspires me in different ways. Like, Brendan is so focused all the time. He works harder than anyone I know. Bailey has such like a confidence about her that I really admire.
When was the last time that you felt loved?
All the time. Like the best day of any day is the days where I get to see you guys, and usually it's not planned. Usually I'm walking to class and I wave to someone or I run into them at lunch. Those little moments are the best because they're unexpected, but I can feel like all my friends want me there as much as I want them there.
I've told you about my little moments philosophy before. Do you live life that way, and what are some that stand out for you?
I think of life the same way. Like I just said, that those are the little moments where I feel loved is when I see someone in the hallway. One of the best lunches all year that I still remember for whatever reason is that lunch when you, me, Bailey, and Rosen sat in Passport. I remember laughing so much during that lunch.
What's a moment from this year that you think will become a long memory or something you might tell your kids about?
I was gonna say the fall break trip because I remember driving home and telling Grace a story from high school. And I was with my friend and he was like, nothing's ever perfect for you. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, there's always something, like you always have a complaint or there's always something you want to do better. Like nothing's ever perfect. Yeah, like he's kind of right. I've never really used the word perfect to describe things. And I told Grace that story driving home from fall break and I was like, that weekend was perfect. Like we were missing a few people, so I wish they were there. But with what we had, that weekend was perfect. And I don't use that word often.
If you could leave this interview with one message to say to our friends, what would you say?
Just you asking that question is making me tear up. Now I'm gonna look at the camera. I love you all, clearly. You're making me cry. I couldn't do this without you. I'm zooming in on my tears.